My name is Shake Sula, the mic ruler, the old schooler. You want a trick? I'll bring it to ya. Fried up and I'm all caught, bucky like a cop. Me want your sex working out now. Why make the money see?
The sun, the story that just begun, the promise of what's to come, and I'ma remain a soldier till the war is won. Chop, chop, chop. Flip. Chop, chop, chop.
Girls wanna scream, cause we all the aqua teens. Make the homies say home, and the girls wanna scream. Aqua teen, number one in the
Alright guys, don't mind this because we are double jobbing right now. But welcome back to our channel, The Morton Twins, with me, Lexus, and my sister Nona.
Hello.
She sounds so joyful to be here. It's been a little minute, but we are back. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning into our channel. And if you are returning, welcome back. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And share. And again, if you have any topics that you might want to hear about or any suggestions, our email is in our description box below. So please don't hesitate to send us over an inquiry. So we're going to hop right into this because this is crazy, you guys. My sister found this story the other day about this disease I had never even heard of. It says, woman nearly suffers internal decapitation after being dismissed by doctors for 20 years. I was being treated like a joke. Okay, let's read it. Here's the need to know facts. Caitlin Brooks spent more than 20 years dealing with debilitating symptoms that doctors dismissed as anxiety and depression. The 28-year-old was finally diagnosed with hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, or HEDS, which caused the ligaments connecting her skull and spine to loosen. She immediately required a life-saving surgery to avoid an internal decapitation, which is 90% fatal. At least there's like a 10% chance of surviving, because I would think internal decapitation means automatic death. A Michigan woman was nearly decapitated after waiting 2 decades for doctors to diagnose her pain. Caitlin Brooks, a 28-year-old mother of 2, spent the majority of her life dealing with symptoms like vomiting, dizziness, and debilitating fatigue. However, doctors often attribute her symptoms to anxiety and depression. She was even prescribed an antidepressant at age 9 and told that her struggles were the result of panic attacks. By the time Brooks reached her 20s, her health had deteriorated. Now she had kids on this. That's crazy. She pleaded with doctors for help, but after the death of her sister in 2020 and the stillbirth of her daughter in 2022, her symptoms were once again dismissed as depression. My physical symptoms were still all too real and debilitating, she told the Daily Mail. My pain was dismissed. I was treated as a drug-seeking patient, and I started to question my own mental health. I was being treated like a joke. In April 2024, Brooks' symptoms progressed, and she started dealing with digestive problems. She was vomiting more rapidly and lost weight rapidly, leading to her being hospitalized for severe malnutrition at just 89 pounds. I was just skin and bones, she recalled. Only then did she finally get an answer about her 20 years of suffering. She was diagnosed with the hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is a group of inherited disorders that affect your connective tissues, primarily your skin, joints, and blood vessels. According to the Mayo Clinic, symptoms include chronic pain, overly flexible joints, and stretchy, fragile skin. The most common type of this disorder is HEDS, and people diagnosed with it often deal with joint pain and easy dislocations. People with HEDS may also experience chronic fatigue, headaches, and gastrointestinal issues. In addition to Brooks' diagnosis, doctors also made a shocking discovery. MRI scans revealed that her neck had 20 years of wear and tear after going so long without treatment. At that point, ligaments connecting her skull and spine were loosened, a condition called CCI.
Craniocervical instability.
Yeah, that. CCI. Doctors told Brooks that any sudden movement could cause an internal decapitation. That is crazy. If she had tripped, her head would have fell off.
Yeah, like
I'm in shock. It's like a bobblehead, she told the outlet. You can literally feel how loose your head is. Oh my gosh. I can't even read this. Oh my God, my neck. Here. It's tearing me up. It's ridiculous. I feel like my head's gonna fall off. If y'all could see her over here holding her neck. I'm having a panic. It's like a bobblehead, she told the outlet. You can literally feel how loose your head is. It just kind of flops. I can feel the back of my head resting on my upper back. Internal decapitation occurs when ligaments and or bony structures connecting the skull to the spine are damaged, according to a paper published in the World Journal of Orthopedics. It is typically fatal, with 90% of cases resulting in immediate death. Oh, God. Brooks was immediately placed in a neck brace and told that she required an extremely difficult surgery to fuse the loose bones together to stabilize her skull. Brooks' parents explained in a GoFundMe post that her condition left her in a critical and sinister position where she must undergo a life-saving operation to prevent her neck from collapsing and crushing her spinal cord, jugular veins, and nervous system, all of which are an immediate death sentence. Like, her head could have literally, Caitlin's life now has a price tag on it, as well as an unknown expiration date, they said. However, so he come back? Girl. Brooks said no doctors in Michigan felt comfortable performing the dangerous surgery. I've been dismissed by pretty much every neurologist and neurosurgeon within my area. Good Lord. And that's even counting going 3 hours from my home and more, she said. She's supposed to get her head back. We traveled just about everywhere in Michigan. But on Christmas Eve 2024, Brooks' family revealed that they were connected with a neurosurgeon at the University of Cincinnati who was able to operate as soon as possible. I was cutting it too close to having spontaneous internal decapitation. Brooks said they were like, we want you to have surgery almost immediately. Thank God I answered the call. Brooks underwent the surgery in February 2025, and it was successful. I officially have my head screwed on right, maybe not mentally, but physically for sure, she said in a March update to GoFundMe. The process was brutal. I would give birth 10 times over before going through this again, but without you all, I wouldn't be here. However, the mom of two has since suffered a tethered spinal cord, limiting her movement and confining her to the house. She is now set to undergo corrective surgery in January 2026. The procedure is expected to release the spinal cord, improving mobility and preventing further neurological damage. Brooks told the Daily Mail that in the meantime, she's doing well and starting to regain the weight she lost. She's hoping the next surgery will be the last and allow her to get her independence back. This is awful. But you know, it's really good that she has a very positive outlook on her life, because this is just, I can't even believe that's the thing. I can't. And now she got her head fixed and then her spine fell off. Well, I mean, because surgery is always risky on your anywhere. It can always come with extra things. Plus, she still has that condition. It doesn't go away. They always want to tell you have anxiety. Of course, I have anxiety and depression because I'm sad because I don't feel good, and I'm anxious because I don't feel good, and nobody will listen to me. So I'm consistently being gaslit. So of course I have that. But despite all of that, let's look at the other things that it could possibly be. Let's run tests. Let's run imaging. Right. But these insurance companies are not. They don't want to give you no imaging without it being exact reason. And even sometimes when you have the reason from the doctor, they still fight it. But then a lot of these doctors, instead of them actually, taking the time to ask the proper questions, to go through the proper steps, to do the proper tests and all this, like, oh, well, I don't know, it's all in your head. It's been happening since she was a little girl. And even if it's always in their head, sometimes it's in their head because things are going on. So, and guess what? Even psychological issues, that's still something. And they're starting to, do the research to figure out, like, oh, it is something. Yes, it is. It's just really ridiculous. And I'm, for one, tired of it. They're really bad with women. They do it to men too, but they're especially bad with women because a lot of these studies have never studied women anyway. Right. But it's like, do a differential diagnosis. Y'all just want to get so headstrong on, I just think it's this, I think it's that. And you're harming patients. Right. For 20 years, it's crazy. She needs to sue whatever medical group she's been seeing. Every single thing. For the last 20 years, whatever hospitals you went to, sue each and every last one of them hospitals. Because that probably will give you more bang for your buck versus suing the doctors. Because there's no reason you should have to be going to GoFundMe
to get this handle. 20 years.
20 years
Her hand
since she was a
coulda-
little girl.
It's just
and you
crazy.
know how hard kids play.
Right. It's just crazy.
Right.
Anything could have happened to her. She hit a bump wrong and hit her head on the top of the thing. She could have been
Just
dead. Just out of here.
Because it's like
That's-
only 10% of people survive. Oh my, y'all,
It just does not make no sense. And
This is just, I'm just really sick, honestly, because I just can't even believe what we were reading. Like, my whole body just went to hurting. But like we were saying, women, a lot of times in the medical field, when it comes to those things, they are disparaged. Because even for me, and I was about 22-ish, and I kept having issues. I kept not feeling good because I was in singing groups. So they were just telling me, I'm not taking care of myself properly. Like, I probably just need a scarf on or something. But I knew something was wrong with my throat. Like, I knew that I was having issues with my throat, and no one was taking me seriously. I had to go to 2 to 3 different specialists. And at this time, I was in Lynchburg, Virginia. And at first, they diagnosed me with overactive lymph nodes. I had to get a lymph node removed, but it really just came down to I was having issues with my tonsils. I kept on getting tonsillitis and stuff. For whatever reason, they couldn't catch that. So I had to go like a year in pain, barely being able to talk, barely being able to sing, and I'm a singer, before they finally figured out what was wrong with me and having to get my tonsils removed at 23 years old, which is terrible. Well, it was painful. My throat was hurting. It was just a rough time. So it's just like, us as women, we be knowing when stuff is wrong with us. So if you really feel like something's wrong with you, definitely pursue it. Don't let people tell you that nothing is going on.
I'm a combat veteran. I'm 38. I'm a single mom of 2. And I have been having mental health issues, but I also have been seeing neurology because I get migraines and having issues with that. So I had a mental health break, and the mental health ward canceled my neurology appointment, which had taken me months of waiting to get. And then the doctor that I was seeing at the time is not even there anymore. So now I have to start all the way over at square one. But ultimately, even though I had been having mental illness issues, I have PTSD, bipolar 1, depression, anxiety. So yes, I have been having issues with that. But the biggest issues I've been having was, it turns out I had 3 ischemic strokes, which was found on MRI by that one doctor that is not even there anymore. So I have to start all the way over again at square one to figure out about these ischemic strokes. But I knew something was going on because I had had weakness in my legs and my arms. I could not open and close my arms right. I couldn't lift weights anymore. Like, I was pushing 600 pounds. I couldn't lift anymore. I could not walk. I had been walking 13 miles, and then all of a sudden I couldn't even get out the door to walk 1 mile. I couldn't remember anything, like what I was supposed to be doing, even what my name was at some points in time. It was like mush brain, if you will. I had to stop doing nails. I had to stop doing hair, because I was not physically able to do my job. I was urinating on myself, and not just a little bit, like full on peas on myself. So it was very embarrassing to even go outside, to even, go anywhere, because it's like, am I going to pee on myself? Am I smelling like pee? It was just very frustrating. I had issues with reading and comprehension. I was supposed to be going to school for personal training, nutrition, and wellness coach, and I couldn't even read and understand what I was reading. So I had to drop out of school, and hopefully I'll be able to go back soon because I've gotten better, but I still have issues and delays since then. And I could not figure out what was wrong with me. And they want to just say, oh, it's mental illness, and throw pills at me that I was getting all of the side effects. They were harming me. They were making things worse, and it still was not resolving my issues. But the key was I had 3 strokes. So that actually was the issue on top of mental illness. So doctors just need to do better. Insurance needs to do better for sure, but doctors need to do better with listening to their patients and actually sitting down, taking in everything and saying, what all could this possibly be? Because people are going for long times, paying a lot of money for those that do pay to not get diagnosed and not get treated. And, it could have cost this woman her life. And truthfully, in my case, it could have cost me my life as well. So y'all just really need to do better and stop gaslighting patients, and especially stop gaslighting women. We're laymen. We don't know nothing. That's the next thing be making me mad about these doctors too. You come in and you tell them, if y'all don't know, how for us to know.
And it's literally by the grace of God, because it said any sudden movement could have decapitated
Anything
this
can happen
woman.
to her.
That's
You
driving,
just never
walking,
know.
tripping.
Anything.
She has kids, maybe bending down too quickly to pick up her child. Like,
anything could have got her. And that's what I mean. But they don't care what happened to you. They don't care about your day-to-day life. It just doesn't make no sense. I gotta work on my cussing. We're gonna bleep these out. It's a lot of bleeping. And I am working on my cussing. So y'all please just pray for me that it goes away. But it really makes me angry because, again,
this woman literally, since she was 8 years old.
Since she was 8 years old.
Was wrong.
Imagine growing up like that, the mental stuff that it does to you. And you know what? I just got mad. Healthcare needs to do better. I'm praying for this woman. I hope that her surgery works out good. I hope that she's able to get some semblance of a normal life back. But what I'm going to tell you is keep fighting. Don't give up on yourself. Keep going to get a second opinion. And look on YouTube University, and find ways to help yourself. I didn't know what was going on with me, but I just looked up how to get my ankle to flex again, how to get myself to stand up, and I just did the exercises, and little by little, and now I'm up to where I can walk 6 miles. So I'm not where I was, but I'm better than what I was. So just keep fighting for yourself and keep doing for yourself. Because I'm going to tell you what, all these doctors are going to do is give you synthetic drugs, and half the time you don't even have the condition that they're trying to treat you for.
Yeah. Because it's a test. They have to test to try and see, okay, this is what I think it is. But like my sister was saying, if you would do the comprehensive diagnosis.
Just imagine, she could have killed herself.
No, literally.
She literally could have.
About just
some people
stopping fast.
Give
you
up
go like that
and kill themselves. You know what I'm saying? Some people give up and say, well, I'm not going to get help. And they commit suicide. Anything could have happened to that woman. Y'all need to care more. When you working in these businesses, I don't care what I'm doing. I'm delivering food right now. I deliver it with care. I make sure that I do the very best job that I can do for these people's food. Because you know what? They pay for a service.
Right,
so I'm going to give it to them.
For a
so these doctors and nurses, I understand you tired, you burnt out, this and that. But do your damn job. And put the ego and the pride next to the door.
But it's just really crazy, Caitlin. If you see this video, you know, we're praying for you. We're happy that you got at least a semblance of the help that you needed. I hope that disease does go away and goes from you. I'm very sorry you had to deal with that. That is just awful. It was just awful. Continue to advocate for yourself. Always advocate for yourself. If you feel like something is wrong, something probably is wrong. So continue to fight for it. Don't let people silence you. Don't let people make you feel bad.
Yeah, like she was saying, advocate for yourself. Because just like when I was trapped in the psych ward, my symptoms had resolved themselves, but they didn't want to listen to me. It literally took me talking to people over and over and over again. And then I wrote something down and I gave it to the psychiatrist. And she was like, did you write this? And I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, okay. It was after that and a lawyer came that I was able to get out. Because they were literally trying to take my rights away.
But again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tune into our channel. If you guys have similar stories of any what you feel would be doctor malpractice or anything that you've tried to report on yourself or have been ignored, please comment down below. We would love to share with you. And just literally, that's it. That's all. And again, thanks for tuning in to the Morton Twins podcast. Have a wonderful day.
Turn right on
Read something inspiring, do something encouraging, and bye.